Hello and welcome to the Fatu Network News Review. Today, 2nd of May 2019. I am Omar Wali. I'm here with the members of the Gunjur Youth Association. They'll be talking about the peaceful march past that will be held on the 4th of May in Gunjur, Kombo South in West Coast region. And we had an interview with the Director General of the Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Bakari Gassama, and on the sideline of the 2 days workshop organized for stakeholders, and as well as the interview with the former Gambian international striker Cherno Samba. And but I will start with the interview today we had with the Director General of the Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Bakari Gassama, on the sideline of Drug Law Enforcement Agency workshop, the 2 days sensitization of stakeholders on the effect of illicit drug trafficking and abuse is currently underway at Nana. Shortly after the opening ceremony, journalists spoke to the Director General of the Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Let's take a listen.
Drug in general, I'm not a medical expert, but as far as the little I know is concerned on drug abuse, it destroys the brain. There is a component in the brain that it destroys. When you are addicted to drugs, it makes you an aimless somebody. For you, when you wake up from bed, you don't think of any meaningful activity that you would want to venture into that particular day, rather than having your dose, sit at a corner, relax. So you rely entirely on the family. So you are a burden to your family, you are a burden to society. So that alone is a very serious issue that all of us should work collectively and ensure that we sensitize our youth, our future leaders, to disease from illicit drug abuse. Because if you are at your useful age, like in the mid-20s or towards 30, what is expected of you is at least to take care of a family, to go out there, work daily, either with any government institution, public enterprises, or your own enterprise, by venturing into your own initiative where you could make a living. But rather, if you are into drugs, you just limit yourself to having your dose, on a periodic basis as its demand comes in, and then you depend on the society, on your family, and at the end of the day, where you cannot afford or you don't have the money to buy the drugs that you need, you end up stealing, So this is why most of this criminal activity you are watching on GRTS, the crackdown on all these young boys who goes to people's home, break them. They are all young people. And all those because as a consequence of drug abuse. So most crimes, are created on the basis of, because most of them are on the influence of drugs. Well, over the years, we have been partnering with civil society organizations and international organizations equally. We have a unit called Drug Demand Reduction Unit, which they are very active in public sensitizations. We sensitize all walks of life. Schools, we go to schools, community leaders, opinion leaders. We partner with other NGOs, who venture into this awareness creation activities. And it has paid dividend because the trend of youth involvement, going by our records, it fluctuates but it's reducing. So we believe the only way to tackle the issue of drugs, as I mentioned in my opening statement, is not going out there arresting, but rather by sensitizing, the youth about its dangers, effects.
That was the Director General of the Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Bakari Gassama, speaking to journalists at Nana. Now I'm here with the officials from Gunjur Youth Association, and on my left side I have Mr. Musa Manjang. He's the Public Relations Officer of the Gunjur Youth Association, and Mr. Lamin Jase is the chairperson of the association. On the 4th of May, they will be organizing a peaceful march for the late one of their colleagues who passed away during a communal land dispute between the Gunjur and Berending. But before that, I will ask them about You tell me about the association first. How did the idea came about? Gunjur Youth Association. Mr. Jassy, you are the chairperson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wali, right, if I'm right. Yeah. Yes, Gunjur Youth Association came together after the incidents of Boba's demise. We find it very necessary to come together as a youth of Gunjur to come up with the idea to put every youth in Gunjur under the same umbrella. Because this, we felt like this problem has been going for a very long time. And as a young people, we have a role to play in order to make sure that we bring a better change so that people will understand actually why all these land problems. That is why we came up with idea to sensitize each other, to raise awareness and come together so that we can stand for our community, to maintain peace. That is most basic thing. We wanted to maintain peace and everybody should have right to what belongs to you. Okay. That is why we came up with this idea.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jassy. Mr. Manjang, you are the public relation officer. Can you also shed light on what he said? Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wali. Follow be ala tentula. Edum be fatu de tentula bake ka jako Gunjur Youth Association mofla mi alon ko chairman and the PRO Kanajam ka fem for mi alon ka beden din na match pass la mi alon ka jinana. Comme chairman ya fonyami Gunjur Youth Association mo ka folti mi alon ko a formta Gunjur dingole bi jemi ya lon ko minu betiba abdu minu bijam bodin safo dal Gunjur bele bi jemi ya lon ko nkaje ko Gunjur dingole a formta min kama wala nyinti ko kaje ko at village level or at town level ku jamal be sate ko mi ya lon ko anyanta setulla o anyanta resolve la na terbe dendi wala ku jama mi ya lon ko sakuna ko mi ya lon ko abe ko ku min ya lon ko itallem o lankaje kon tallem bar wala yatinna chairman ya foko kaje ko ka funding kel na tinyo kam and kaje ko ngalon na sateye edun ka fenna tina mi ya lon ko wala muntati o to wala fenti mi ya lon ko anin kaje ko na match pass mi ya lon ko bina kala ka kalamtaro ke wala ka diro ke wala ka aladi to the government o masakunda kaje ko kotoma wala kafunyo mi alon ka keda buba jameti ala saya mine biji ani mine keteje ka odi dunia la ni gambia molu wala fendi mi alon ko abede ni programme.
Okay, Sir Jassy, you tell me about the peaceful march pass, which will be held on the 4th of May in Gunjur.
Yeah. The basic reason behind the peaceful march pass is to find justice for Buba. That's the basic thing. As well, we are also trying to raise awareness in the community. To find justice, just to remind the government about their responsibility. Everybody in the Gambia is under the Gambia's constitution. Buba was killed where he is protecting, which honestly belongs to him. And in that, we find that he is protecting the territorial integrity of our community, and is where he get murdered. So we find that government should be proactive, because this problem is been going for a very long time. And the suspected or the alleged murderer has sent the audio that has gone across. The people of Gunjur has made it their responsibility to send this message to the responsible people, that is the authorities and the police stations, to make sure that they have this information that the guy who claimed ownership of the land that belongs to us, he said he will kill somebody before this matter will be resolved. And as a Gunjurian, we find it very necessary to let everybody know, to have that information that have gone viral. I think everybody must have had that information before this incident happens. That is why Gunjur find it very necessary to do the march pass to send a very clear signal to government to make sure that the alleged killer is arrested and arrested, and make sure that he is sent to the court, and then the due course of the law has to take it. The due course has to take. I don't know.
Please,
the law has to take its course.
Right.
That's what I wanted to say.
Okay, I understand. Mr. Manjang, you as this public relations officer, how is this March Pass going to take place in Gunjur?
Okay, wala baraka kotenke. Coming programme wala starting ya funyami March Pass ni miya lon ka nyante kela abe kela nyin sibiti na lale bara jumo kola wala sininding abe commence la abe kela Gunjur satele kono abe commence la Gunjur primary school miya lon ko di main primary school mamira momo e Gunjur la wala site Gunjur wala Gunjur moy be de jelo na abe start la wala talam kononto somanda o primary school la osilo kata fo Gunjur secondary school. Okay. Sila balo mi yalon ko be Gunjur sate konole March Pass be kala osilo le kam coming after nyamin talan kononto, and we expected we are expecting funding kelu dindingolu ke balu ko ibebi na la ni March Pass le, and luntangol fanat be nala majo tol min yalon ko nga invitation ol menu sen wolu anin ki bal min yalon ko be sate kono mbe diamo kala dam mi yalon ko secondary school wala alikalo la korda bala bayni secondary school ni alikalo be nyo balale kebalu anim lunta wol min yalon ko be nala March Pass ni na wol be sila wolto ibe funding kel ni dindingol batula min yalon ko le March Pass kala. Okay, March Pass ni mfanang abe nyami wolo ni tiko coming a permission from the police office, and ya fonye ko alungo nying ebe security na tilal. Oto mol min yalon ko be March Pass kumasa from primary school kata for secondary school wala alkalo la korda security be tarale de nawla le ke guard, and ntolbe tamala wol nyama ning scout ban wol be commander fengo kala kaje ko kamol entertain ani mimbe kala. So ko ben safo dala bitala la banna alkalo la bundal rolon secondary school tim benna diamo kala wolto wolon speed nyinti mi yalon ko chairman nyanta kala talamin jasi membe steerintel, and we will send our message wolon banne kibaro kila kata Gambia wala dunia be kaje ko bayri March Pass ni pour ka kusuti andi janinka pare biring Buba Jammeh fata fo sign mi yalon kay faro ke amanje Gunjur musate balde ni Gunjur la history lo ani ni Gunjur long, but Gunjur be sirine ebe tenkunding bayri masakunda ko ele ko iba action otala woto wo action ota amanke ko ngako nyintu jele bari be luwale batu kankaje ko masakunda be meneto edi be mu luwale taka wala be mu simfa dal ni za kaje ko minyanta kala ko min ka fanya min justice wo ke bu wala sa fa woto, so nyino kuti mi yalon ko nim sa ko March Pass ni na fa bala wala nyinti ko kaje ko justice mi yalon ko bu nyanta sotola ani Gunjur ko nyanta sotola ayeke from government la side la.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, you know, this incident took place like 7 weeks ago.
Yes.
And why now, when someone asks you, why do you want to have this thing March Pass now, when he died several weeks ago?
Oh, yes. Like Musa has just mentioned, Gunjur is a very big community. In order to organize event like this, we need a proper preparation. As I said, this association is a very new association. So the first step that we have to is to make sure we approach all the elders in the community, starting from the Alkalo, then to Ngansimba, to inform them, because if you know the tradition of Gunjur, we honestly respect our elders and we follow their footsteps. In order to do any activity of such, we need to inform the elders to make sure that they are with us in this activity. For that being the case, this is why it takes us some time before this March Pass is here, like this coming Saturday. We inform them and then we seek advice from them, because I think they know better than we do, because they've been living before. So these are some of the reasons, and in order to organize young people, because we need to organize young people and sensitize them before this day. Like Musa has just mentioned, this is a peaceful March Pass, and Gunjur is have more than 25,000 inhabitants. To control that amount of people, you need proper preparation. That is why it takes us up to this time before we come up with this event.
Okay, Mr. Manja, yalo ning comme mingi nyirin ka, what do you want to achieve ning peaceful fenko min al lafta kala ning pour Buba Jammeh
follow comme nyanta lafta min achieve la comme peaceful mat kola jannin kata woto comme nyinka fo mi yalon ka kete Gunjur association msa kalamtandi wala sa lamoy la wala min yalon ko be lamoy ro kan ko nga step jamale ta jannin ka sibila abe wokono comme be sa kalamta wala be ya kalamta nyamin ko sate o sate ala VDC le marata ala kuwala wala wala ka kuwo ku kenatal be den funding kella wala development so nyinka fo ala mamman kono within the last 7 weeks nga VDC kalamtandi ntata ni benta comme na chairman ya fo nyamin Gunjuru elda bi wala keba bi na to ngan simbati alkalo almamu ngi be mitle kanyinka fo la lon kanga ni lafta minella a lota bubala sayale kola but pass me sorry might pass ni kola la tami achieve la wala ni ko bayni funding ke ka folo and diamo folo nga fo ye ko funding ken min yalon ko boto Gunjura be wol ko minu be tamadula minu bijam lafta ka unity le nati Gunjuru sate kono fewo fe nabe Gunju bayrin ma wo fo diamo folo but ka fo ni wati ala mamo mayda be fo fe ndabe Gunjuru ko wala na political ma diamo e dum bugo foje otoka Gunjuru fundinge be ke kilinti musu ka fuke fe wo fe natal be den Gunjuru kuola kaje ko nim VDC e do ko ke wala yatin na janni nga kuol samba VDC jale dum e kalantandi na mamango mamanna so mbela fela ko mi ngafo nyem fundinge ka folo kuwo ko mi yalon ka be Gunjuru ko na da ba tamala Gunjuru ko ninka ta min tolla sembo sa keje as youth wala mun na kuoti and after the march pass mitala wala nyama kaje ko ngatara Gunjuru ko ma kebal ko ma amaralal ko ma ani momo mi yalon ko ngaji ko ay role so to Gunjuru kon le kalo Gunjure.
Okay, like you mentioned, it's mostly this thing came in after the death of Buba Jammeh and it's mostly youth sport. Are we going to see the participation of people who are not part of that age group, the youth?
Yes, like I said, this event is for whole Gunjur. And then youth are the body that can be able to manage it properly. That's why the name youth came up. But I could tell you honestly, the whole Gunjur is involved in this activity. Because it's like I told you, this takes a very long time. And Gunjur now, we find it necessary because what happened, this land mostly it belongs to the world, not actually Gunjur as a community. Berending has a problem with 3 or 4 wards in Gunjur, but it makes like we are not standing for each other. This is what we wanted to stop. Now, this association will bring everybody on board. Okay. Like when it is time for any land activity, the whole Gunjur will stand because we have lost a life already. Gunjur lost somebody. So we don't want that to repeat itself. That is why youth came up, but of course in consultation with the elders. Yeah. Elders give us a green light to tell us come together because no matter what happens, all the satellite communities in Gunjur is far more bigger than them, but we don't organize ourselves before. So these are the reason why we came together and we wanted to push this forward.
All right, Mr. Piaro, jan ila kumala mo kulamete janinga program bang.
Na kumala bang wala nyinti ko be mobe tentula mi yalon ko wala lota nyinka fo kuma bila lo wato abe wokono min yalon ko na Gunjur dingolu min yalon ko be banta ani min yalon ko be Gambia mbele sate mi yalon ko kumasa alkalila kata sefo alimamu momo mi yalon ko ye welcome in particular na VDC ani na councilor bayre mbiri nyinka fo lo wato kanafo sai mbe kuwo kulanke kalamtandile edu inada fonye ko wokam be kuwo ku kela wala mbe mboma ban kela Gunjur kono wala na funding ke kafo ba kela ibetarala komale oto mbe wujairo dila wo fanana edu mbe kumandiro fanan kela kaje ko mi pisul madle mi yalon ka nyante kela nganata ko abe kela kairo le kono edu wo kairo kono wala yatina masakunda lafta security dina purukana oto Gunjur funding ke mi yalon ko be nyilla moy ko wala bina la moy la nyato mbe daniro kela bake kaje ko mol min yalon ko binala Gunjur luntangolu na manya su kumaya sakonatel berendi security la min yalon ko kana saje ko inatal pour kan tanka imanke njawoliti inatal kaje ko lafta min nga wokeno di natal kaje ko hamo minti nyinka fula kola na match or peaceful match pass ni pura tano ay kenu kayro kono otombe o tenturo ani wo ya maro kila wo mole donc janinga diamo bambe ta fanan tentula mbe fatu neto fanan tentula alin allam commando jang bay nyimo neto ko timi yalon ko dunia bele kala moy mbal jayla bake alilla kansin di jankaje ko nga fendi mi yalon ko be dending dum wole ben hamoto be lafto wala kan sibito min kana.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Manjang. Sejase, finally, what will be your final message?
Yes, first of all, I would like to thank each and everyone who has facilitated this this platform for us. I think it's the right time that we inform the whole Gambia or even beyond what is going on in Gunjur. Like Musa has just mentioned, I will appeal to each and everyone, more especially the young people. This is called Peaceful March Past. I think it defined itself already. Why we said peaceful, we don't want any violence. This what will sell the name of Gunjur to highest. So we are appealing to each and everyone to make sure we behave to the best of our ability, to make sure we start our march, a peaceful march full in peace and complete it in peace. That is honestly what we want as a people who are organizing this event. But the whole Gunjur is behind us, so we are asking everybody to join us as early as possible to do the march past and finish it on time. And I thank everybody who has facilitated this for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Lamin Jase, the chairperson for Gunjur Youth Association, and Musa Manjang, the public relation officer. Well, we will end this news review with the interview we had with the former Gambian international striker Cherno Samba. He said that an attitudinal change is what is required if football was to grow in the Gambia. Samba was speaking to our editor Lamin Jai in a widely ranged interview that has also touched on the life of the former forwarder, and who we now bring you the full interview with Cherno Samba.
My name is Lamin Jai. On this interview, we are featuring a retired or former Gambian player, Cherno Samba. Mr. Samba is born in Banjul, bred in the United Kingdom. Mr. Samba, thank you very much for speaking to the Father Network.
Thanks for having me.
So, Mr. Samba, you are a retired Gambian footballer. Can you tell us who is Cherno Samba, the footballer?
Okay. Like you said earlier, I was born in Banjul. My mom left here, and then I went to stay with her at the age of 6. And so basically, I come from a footballing background. My dad used to be a goalkeeper. And my uncle, obviously, as a striker for the national team as well. So it was always in the genes anyway, destined to be a footballer. But yeah, so I left here to go and reunite with my mum and my little brother.
You started your playing career in the United Kingdom. When did it start? And what way? Take us through your footballing.
I remember when we first got there, we lived in Watford, and we was only there for about a month, and then my dad had a good job, so we had to go to London to live. So when I was at London, I came to notice when I was 10. I had a full school football team that I was playing for at the time, which was Oliver Goldsmith Primary. And then I remember there was a guy called Harry Gerber, and he was standing watching me play. So after the game, he was asking who was that number 10, and I remember I had a number 10. So after we had it, after the game finished, we had a chat. So he came home to my mom and dad and spoke to them to say, look, I think there's a talent on this kid, and I would like to take him further. So that's where the attention started, really. And then from then on, it was just, no-brainer, really.
And then as you grew old, you started playing for England. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I started playing for Mottingham Youth, which is a Sunday league at the time. And then from there, I got scouted by Millwall, Charlton and West Ham. But I decided to go with Millwall because it was closer to my house. So at Mottingham at the time, we had about 4 or 5 boys that were so good. So Millwall said they would take the whole 5 of us, 6 of us. And then at the time as well, Harry was the coach at Nottingham Youth, so we all went. So I decided to stay with Millwall and then sign for Millwall at the age of, I think, 11, 12.
So at that point, did you ever think of playing for England?
No.
Under 21?
No. All I was thinking about was at the time was just to enjoy myself. I didn't know nothing was what was. I just loved scoring goals and just playing, and that was it. But then I remember one particular time, England youth team was playing, and it was called a Victory Shield. So I was watching it on TV, and I thought, I want to do that one day. Just obviously watching them, I want to play for England. So I had 2 goals at that time, which was to become a professional footballer, and one day to play for England. So and that was it. So I didn't think of anything. So I got scouted to go to an England trials. I was 14, but I was invited a year above my age. So it was about 50 of us, and I remember it was me and David Bentley, who used to play for Arsenal. He's a former player as well. They were having a game and we were standing on the touchline. Everyone was playing. So I was getting a bit nervous. I'm thinking, we're not going to get picked here. So David just nudged me and said, look, trust me, they know exactly what we can do. That's why we're standing to see. That's why we're standing here, because they already knew. And he was right. So I was picked from then, and then that was it.
So you were picked, you went on to play for the under 21?
No, so I played from, I was 14 and I was playing for the under 15s. Then I went to 16, 17, 18s, all the way to the 21s.
But at some point we understand you chose Gambia over England. How did that come about? You played for the Gambia national team? Yeah,
I think I was 21. So when I was playing in Finland, and bear in mind that all these players that I was playing with, they were playing in the Premiership, the likes of Wayne Rooney, Darren Bent, Michael Owen, all these players. So it was a limited chance for me because I was playing in Finland at the time. So I spoke to Harry, I spoke to my England manager at the time, and I said to him, look, Gambian call up, and I don't think I'm going to break through to the first team to go and play in the first team for England. So I spoke to my family as well, and then they decided, look, the time is up, just go and play for Gambia.
So when did that happen?
I think I was 21. Yeah, because I was competing with players that were playing in the Premiership week in, week out, the likes of Wayne Rooney, as I said earlier, and Darren Bent, and not being disrespectful to Finnish League, but I'm playing in Finland, so there's no brainer here.
So you thought that you didn't stand a chance?
Exactly.
Chance of playing for England?
Yeah.
So you came to play for the Gambia instead?
Exactly. So after...
How were you drafted into the Gambia national team?
It was Harry that I contacted. I said, look, I'm ready now, and they spoke to, at the time, the manager was Paul Putt, and then he came to England actually and had a chat with Harry, and it was very quick. So they called me, and then I made my decision. I said, right, yeah, it's time for me to switch allegiance.
So when you came to the Gambia, so overall, how would you assess your playing time with the Gambia national team?
To be honest, it was good and bad. For me, when I first got the call up, I was chuffed to bits. I was really happy. I was very excited. And I remember the first time when I came, we played against Liberia, and we were standing to sing the national anthem. And I had the shivers around my neck, and it was really homecoming sort of thing. So I was really pleased with that. But then certain things went on where I was not happy with. That's football anyway. But so I would say it was good and bad. My experience from it.
How many games did you play?
I played 4 games. 4 games for Gambia, and then I scored 1 goal.
You scored 1 goal. Oh, that's not bad at all.
Well, as
a striker. As a striker, that's not bad at all. Yeah. So, and I understand you are retired. Is that true? Is that true?
Yeah. So I've packed it in about 4 years ago. I had an ankle injury that I couldn't shake off. So I retired and then just concentrated on my coaching badges because I wanted to be a coach. Obviously because of the level that I played and the experience that I had and the people that are around me. So I thought the best thing to do is just make sure that I get my coaching badges done and just get into nitty-gritty.
Before I come to that, what was the last club again?
It was in Norway, in Tønsberg.
Tønsberg.
Yeah.
So now you're pushing a career in coaching.
Yeah.
How far have you gone with that?
I've finished my A license, just finishing off my A license, working at Spurs as well. And so obviously, I'm ready to go. But obviously, first things first, I need to learn the trade, do the things that I wasn't doing when I was playing, do it differently, smell the grass, learn the trade in the academy level in England, and then hopefully, my dream is to take Gambia to the national, to the World Cup or the African Cup of Nations.
Oh, you someday want to come
yeah,
back
absolutely.
and
That's the
be the
ultimate.
coach of the Gambia national team?
Yeah, I don't hold that back lightly, and I think it's time that we have to be qualified one way or the other. And I feel that with my experience and what I've done in the game and where I've been, it's just right, and that would be my ultimate achievement. To be honest, I would love to have that to be the first person to take Gambia to the World Cup or African Cup of Nations.
And also, we understand you are an author. You wrote a book about your life, Cherno Samba, Still in the Game,
Yeah.
if I'm right. What is this book all about?
It was just something I just wanted to, after I retired, I thought I wanted to get certain frustration out while I was playing. I wanted to tell people, tell the world what's happened to me, what went wrong, what went bad, what went good, everything that I've achieved and everything else. And the deal that I didn't go to Liverpool at that age, when Liverpool came in for me for £2 million at the age of 15.
So Liverpool came for you?
Yeah. When I was 15, Liverpool, Manchester United, Leeds and Arsenal at the time, they came in for me, but at the time I was with Millwall. So Liverpool put £2 million bid for me, but my club Millwall at the time, they didn't want to let me go because obviously I was their price asset. So back and forth, the deal didn't go through. And that damaged me throughout my career in terms of recovering and in terms of mentally. But because I've got faith, I believe in God, that helped me to rejuvenate my career and got to where the level that I got to. So I just wanted to get my frustration out and tell the story, tell the world my story, so that people can realize what's happened to me. Because a lot of people don't know. And that was one of the reasons why I came up with to write my autobiography, and also to help the next generation of human beings, not just footballers, but human beings. Because there's a message in that book, and any walks of life, women, men, young, old, can take something from there and say, because there's no shortcuts in life. You know, people think life is easy, and there's no shortcuts. And if you work hard, whatever you do, you'll get to where you want to get to. But you have to work hard and you put the work in. And it's a message, and it's an eye-opener for the book.
So that's the message in the book?
Absolutely, yeah.
So you are in the Gambia. I'm sure, you'll be returning to England. But what are some of the things that you are engaged in?
Yeah, so at the moment, we've got a football club. I've got a football club with my partner, Harry Gerber. And we started this academy in 2004, because when I was playing for England, he came up to me and said, look, why don't you give something back to Gambia? I said, well, what do you think? Because I was only young. And he goes, well, I'll go there and we start a football club for you. And he came, went to the provinces, all that stuff. And we were an academy team where now we took from that academy team to establish a club. So now we went to the second division. Within 1 year, we got promoted and then playing in the top league. So we're still sustaining that since 2004. And secondly, the reason why I'm here is I've been invited by, I can't remember the name. This is embarrassing. I should be remembering the name, but it's the Journalists Association award.
That's Jack.
Jack, that's it.
Sports Journalists Association.
That's it. Yeah.
Yes.
So I've been invited by that to grace the event, and so that's what I'm here for. And obviously, I've also got other things that we've been working on in terms of my own charity. With the same again with my business partner and my mentor Harry Gerber, which is the Cherno Samba Foundation, just to help the needy, to empowering women, health sector, all that stuff. So there are a lot of things in the pipeline that we're doing over here. So I know it's a short five days, but it'll be worth it.
So finally, what would be your expert view of the Gambia's football landscape? How would you assess the level of football in the Gambia?
How long do we have? How long do we have on this interview?
Well, I can give you 2 minutes.
Well, listen, my thing is, it's always been the same.
It's always been the same.
My perspective in Gambian football, so it hasn't changed.
Okay,
And what I say is a balance. It's a balance. And what I mean by that is everybody, they put a finger on certain individuals or certain institution. GFA. I'm not here to stick up for GFA, by the way, because they've got one hand, got responsibilities to what they've got to do. But on the other hand, we, and I'll start by we as myself because I was a player as well, we have responsibility. JFA are not the ones that are playing on that pitch. And that included myself when I was playing. You understand? And I always give these examples. When I was playing for England at the age of, it was on England under 17s. We had a game against Tunisia, in Tunisia. On the flight, the flight was delayed to get to Tunisia. We got to Tunisia, the bus to pick us up to go to the hotel was delayed. We got to the hotel, the food that was given to us was not right. We went on the pitch to train, dogs were walking on the pitch. It was chaos. The game come 2 days later, we beat Tunisia 3-1. And I scored, by the way, in that game. Now, the reason behind that is England did that, the FA did that on purpose to test our attitude, to test our determination, to test our everything. Yes. You understand? Yeah. But we delivered. So my point is, we need to stop making excuses. I don't believe in excuses. There's not an excuses. And GFA has a big part to play, massive part. They've got to help and do what they need to do. They know their responsibilities. Us players have the responsibilities and know what we should do. And I'm not here to say certain things or whatever, but I'll give you one example. When I was playing, and including me, myself, 2 days before a game, our girlfriends coming to see us, or our wives. How are we going to perform? How?
So it's not possible.
It's not possible. And that's not right, the professionalism. You understand? 3 hours before a game, we have to have rice with oil. How are we going to perform on the pitch? You tell me, as a professional, how are we going to perform? We're not going to perform. So there are so many aspects that needs to be looked at. There's so many things. So it's not just one thing. It's not about GFA, or it's a balance here. JFA's got a massive part to play, but the players got to look at themselves. And if you want to better yourself, you've got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, have I done enough? What have I done? You've got to look at yourself first, then you can move forward. We have a massive part to play as players. And I said it earlier, including myself. You understand? Because I don't want to be sitting here saying, or anything, but when I was playing, it was the same thing. Nothing's changed. And I used to say this 10 years ago. I don't think we're ready to qualify for the African Cup of Nations or a World Cup. And that's not going to happen for the next 10 years. When I used to say that, they used to laugh at me. We're still 10 years now, and they still haven't done. There's a reason. So that's why I said, how long do we have? Because there's so many things that have not been touched on that we've got to look at.
Thank you very much, Cherno Samba, for speaking to the Fatu Network.
No problem.
That was Mr. Cherno Samba. Cherno Samba is a retired Gambian footballer. He was capped 4 times for the Gambia and scored 1 goal. He's now retired, and he now wants to pursue a career in coaching. That will be that. Thank you very much. Until next time, goodbye.